Hey dude, look. Banana. Pay attention. There we go. Come on. No, look. Banana. What's up guys? It's your girl Sabrina. Welcome back to the wild side. Today I am going to... Y'all hear that woodpecker? So cool. We are going to talk about my pet turtles and tortoise, and I'm gonna give you all of the good and bad that goes into taking care of them. So if it's something you're thinking about getting as a pet, this video is for you. That's my little albino red-eared slider. They're one of my favorite turtles. Under the water there, he's my diamondback terrapin. He's a concentric, another one of my favorite turtles. So one of the main reasons I love having my turtles set up this way is because it is so much easier to take care of. I can just take them out, take the accessories out, dump this tub, spray it out, fill it back up. I don't have to run a water filter, which is huge. Water filters are so much to maintain when it comes to turtles because turtles poop a lot, they're really dirty, and I don't have to deal with the glass being stained with the hard water, getting water spots on it, and having to keep up with any of that. The other nice part about this and having them outside is I don't have to run any lights. They get natural heat from the sun and they get natural UVB. And UVB is another thing a lot of people don't do right with pet turtles. So turtles, just like bearded dragons and any other kind of daytime animal, have to have UVB light. Indoors, we do have UVB lights that replicate that, but for these guys, having them outside where I can clean it easier and they get natural sun, natural heat, natural UVB is way easier. So these tubs are the way to go. At our store, we sell these tubs for 85 bucks. A brand new 40-gallon glass tank is 110. So not only is this bigger, it's also cheaper and easier to clean. I also have this lid that we made. So the wood part of it hangs over the edge of the tub and it creates a weight that holds that down, and that prevents anything like raccoons or dogs, anything getting in there and messing with them. So eventually we'd like to build an actual walk-in enclosure around this that's got a roof on it and move the turtles in here. Now I do not recommend that you start turtles in a 10-gallon tank. A 10-gallon tank is way too small. They grow a lot in the first couple years of life. You don't want to minimize the space and hinder that growth because you hinder the growth of their insides as well and basically shorten their lifespan, leads to an unhealthy turtle. In a space this big, it's very hard to get a gradient where you have a hot side and a cool side. The animal gets stuck at almost one temperature and they can't thermoregulate. So they can't move around and change their temperature being cold-blooded. They have to move into either a warm space or a cool space. And in a 10-gallon tank, you really prohibit them from doing that. So I always make sure they have a shady area. I never leave them completely in direct sunlight. They can overheat, and if they can't get away from the sun, even if they've got water, it can heat them to the point that they die. So always, always, always make sure that they have a shady spot. Got you guys some foods. So right there, they use the nails to pull big pieces into little pieces, so it's easier for them to eat. Anything that's too big to eat, they'll use those nails to shred it into smaller pieces. Now let's go see my other turtle, who is actually a tortoise. Just like me, I'll always wake up for food. So he's a sulcata, or an African spur thigh. They are the third largest tortoise in the world. So the largest is the Galapagos tortoise, second largest is the Aldabra, and third largest is the African spur thigh, and you can see why they are called a spur thigh tortoise. This guy's been in my family for 30-something years. I am third person in our family to have him. My nephew, who's 8, is next in line to inherit him. So he's a beloved pet and family heirloom. He belonged to my uncle, and when my uncle passed away, my mom took him in. And when I moved back home to Florida, I took him in. These guys can live to be over 100 years old, and they can get over 100 pounds. So definitely not an animal I would recommend you get unless you know someone is going to take care of it once you're gone, because they are going to outlive you. We've always had reptiles for generations and generations back. So when my uncle got this guy, he knew that there would be many of us kids in line to take care of him once he was gone. So due to the size and how long they live, these are not necessarily a kind of tortoise that I would recommend as a pet, but there are other tortoises that don't live quite as long and don't get quite as big that I would recommend. So I do love the redfoot tortoises. They can still live to be 50 years old, but they only get about the size of a football, and they are a really easy to take care of and fun tortoise. There's also Russian tortoises, Hermann's tortoises, marginated tortoises, which stay smaller than even the redfoots, and leopard tortoises, I think, are an incredibly beautiful tortoise. And these guys start really, really tiny. So when folks come into our shop and we have these guys as babies, the first thing we talk to them about is how long these guys live and how big they get. A lot of people think that tortoises can't feel when you touch their shells, but they definitely can. So always important to be gentle with these guys because they do feel anything that touches their shell. Oh, he found a missing piece of banana. He's so excited. And this is my little palette garden that my mom made for me. So it's got some romaine lettuce and peppers and tomatoes so that we can feed them to our tortoise. And once he is at this gate, it means he is ready to go to bed. And he'll go in there and pick a corner and be out for the night. So there you have it. You got to meet my turtles and my tortoise and learn all about what goes into taking care of them. If you guys have any questions about these animals, feel free to drop them in the comments down below. Please make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss our next video, and we will see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Hi. You're all out of bananas? Is Benjamin all out of bananas? I'm sorry. Here's my dog Jackson. It says hot outside, mama. You want to take a nap already? It's like 12:30 in the afternoon. There's the fence there, bro. Got all this space. Look at all this space he's got. But now, I'm gonna shove my face into this corner.